Easily one of the biggest fights of the year is nearly a month away. Dana White just revealed some massive news about the Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler fight, as well as that card adding fights, adding a big announcement to it, and also talking about the potential gate for this fight. This fight is absolutely massive, and it is such an intriguing matchup because no one knows what is going to happen. This is a big fight with high stakes, and that is why this fight is so huge. I had my doubts about Michael Chandler picking him. I still do think there was probably some better options, but at the end of the day, I'm still very excited for this fight, and I want to talk about all the news that Dana White broke, as well as the big fight announcement that was added to UFC 303, which I am so excited for. We're going to get into all that and more, but first, I want to remind you guys to subscribe button, like, comment, and share, guys. We are almost at 13K, guys. You guys have been killing it with the sport for every single video. You guys killed it last week. Let's kill it again this week, and it is UFC 303 fight week, which means we got to thank the sponsor of today's video, betting.bet, guys. Yeah, Dustin Poirier, Islam Makhachev. It is going down this weekend, guys. If you guys want to put any action on the fight, make sure you go to betting.bet because they got some of the best parlays, best sports books, and you guys could just find out all the information there, guys. Go click the link in the description because they support me, so you guys should go support them. And let's get into it, guys. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. Now, this fight is happening June 29th, UFC 303 International Fight Week, guys. It is a big week for the UFC, and we saw the Ultimate Fighter. I did videos talking about it, but let's talk about this fight because Dana White made a huge announcement and said that he is going to be hosting a press conference for this fight about a month beforehand, June 3rd on a Monday, located in none other than Dublin, Ireland, where Conor McGregor is from. Michael Chandler is going to be there. Conor McGregor is going to be there. They're going to answer some questions about the fight. And first of all, I've been saying for so long, the UFC needs to do some more of these press conferences. It adds so much hype, so much build-up. I mean, look at the Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis fight. That is a perfect example of why you should have a press conference, because they did the seasonal press conference, and that is where the whole beef started. That is why Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis did not like each other. If anything, the press conference after was a lot more boring. In that press conference is where, you know, Dricus du Plessis brought up Sean Strickland's dad, and they fought the next day. Like, that would not have happened, and that is why it is so important to have some of these press conferences. I think they should try to do seasonal press conferences, maybe do it twice a year or so, and do bigger press conferences for fights like this, like Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. Now, I can only imagine poor Chandler, because he is going to get booed. Ireland is going to go crazy. I think they're doing this in an arena, and I'm not surprised. Conor McGregor will definitely sell out any arena in Dublin, especially seeing that this press conference is free to the public, like all the press conferences are, and it's going to happen a little bit after UFC 302, and I am so excited because I think Conor McGregor is going to really bring the trash talk. We saw him on that live stream a couple days ago where he called out everybody, and honestly didn't even mention Chandler, but he called out everybody. And yeah, I think that Conor McGregor is really antsy. I think he sees, yeah, his fight is coming up. He's feeling in that fight mode, and he isn't chill anymore. He's like, yeah, fuck this. He is talking trash to everybody, and I expect that to continue at this press conference. And I don't know, guys, I really think that the blood is going to start getting even more bad because Chandler is really annoyed by McGregor, and I don't blame him. You know, Conor McGregor has really made all the calls in this fight while Chandler's just sitting on the sideline. Even during the Ultimate Fighter, it was kind of implied that Conor McGregor was very unreliable, showing up late, kind of doing things on his own, while Chandler's always the guy. He's the opposite. He's always going to be the guy that follows the rules, that does what he's supposed to, that's so disciplined. And I think that frustrates Chandler. I think Chandler's like, why is this guy 10 times bigger than me, yet he puts in like none of the work that I do? And Chandler 1000% has a right to feel that way because it is kind of unfair. But that's just how it works in combat sports. It's not about who works harder necessarily all the time. It's whoever actually sells the more pay-per-views, and that is Conor McGregor. But we are not done. UFC 303's co-main event was going to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, a fight that I was looking forward to. However, that fight has now been canceled due to Khalil Roundtree testing positive for a banned substance. He claims it's an accident. I'm sure we'll find out more details as it goes on. But we have a replacement now, which is Carlos Ulberg. Now, Carlos Ulberg, this is a massive opportunity for him. I mean, he has gotten a lot of hype. I'm excited for this matchup, and I do think this is a risky matchup for Jamal Hill to take, especially after getting knocked out so soon against Alex Pereira. I think we could potentially see Carlos Ulberg maybe even beat Jamal Hill and get a jump out of that top 5. Who knows? Maybe he wins another fight and gets a title shot. Who knows? Maybe he even gets a title shot. You never know how he's going to beat Jamal Hill, but that's if he beats Jamal Hill. Of course, Jamal Hill is also very good. Just because he lost to Alex Pereira, we cannot count him out. He is still very good, and he still might win. I mean, he does have a jump on this, so I'm definitely excited for that one. But the fight that I am more excited for is MVP versus Ian Garry. That has been confirmed on the card, and wow, I am so excited for this fight, guys. This is a great matchup. Ian Garry is the young prospect, undefeated, while MVP is the new guy in the UFC. You know, he is also new, but not a prospect by any sorts. I mean, he's older. He has the experience from Bellator and other organizations. And first of all, let's address the Colby thing. All right, Colby, obviously, it seemed like he was going to fight Ian Garry on this card. It was talked about. I made videos on the channel about it. And did Colby duck? Let's talk about it real quick. I don't know if Colby ducked. Colby could have been injured, I guess, but it does seem like Colby ducked, and I'm surprised by this. Yes, I know a lot of you are going to be like, why were you surprised, Jack? Colby ducks every fight. I get it. You guys are going to say that. I guess I'm just trying to say I'm just surprised because I thought that Colby Covington would jump at this opportunity because this is a guy who's only had 14 fights, a guy that, you know, he is mostly a striker. We don't really know how well he does against a grappler like Colby. And honestly, guys, I think that MVP really has a good chance here. I think MVP is super awkward. We saw with Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland was so frustrated. And Ian Garry, keep in mind, this isn't a guy, yes, he is very good. However, I wouldn't say that this is a guy that, you know, he goes out there and just obliterates opponents. Like, we've seen him in close fights, especially against unranked guys. And when I mean close, I don't mean a fight where it was like a robbery or a split decision. I mean, I just mean it's not a situation where he's like knocking dudes out in the first round or he's just, you know, dominating them from pillar to post. Like, there's been times where he has been in trouble, so I don't think that this is unbelievable for MVP to win this fight. And as a matter of fact, I think I might go with MVP. I'm gonna make a decision when I go closer to the fight. However, I think right now I'm leaning towards MVP by decision. Michael Venom Page is so fast, he's so good. I would have thought this fight was going to be in the UK when this was first mentioned. However, I get it being on the Conor McGregor card with Ian Garry being Irish as well. Look, honestly, I am leaning towards MVP by decision. I think that he's just going to confuse Ian Garry. I think Ian Garry, you know, I think he's going to think he's winning the fight, and I think he'll probably have some good moments, maybe with that low kick. I think that's going to be one of the greatest weapons against him. However, Ian Garry, I think you need an aggressive guy to beat MVP, right? I think you need someone that's going to kind of track him down and kind of pick at him, or you're going to get lucky with a shot or be a really good grappler. And look, Ian Garry isn't like, you know, a Khabib. He isn't a guy that's going to shoot for takedowns. He also isn't a guy that has one punch knockout power. He only has like one first round finish, I believe. Oh no, two with Daniel Rodriguez, but that was with a kick and his debut. But outside of that, it's not like he's like finishing guys like crazy. He has gone to decisions before and has lately been going to decisions. So we know that he doesn't have that one-shot knockout power, and we also know that he is not super aggressive. He usually fights on the back foot. He's never really tracking you down, you know, getting into that boxing range and really trying to tee off on you. And I think that's how you beat a guy like MVP. I think you gotta, you know, track him down, cut him off, and really make sure he's not hopping around and doing all those silly stuff. I actually am really convinced I think MVP is going to win this fight, but I want to talk about the gate because, yeah, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, we talked about how big of a fight this is in the beginning of the video. However, $20 million this gate is estimated for. Yes, $20 million, that is correct. That will be the highest gate in UFC history. And first of all, I want to say these tickets are so overpriced. $1,000 for the cheapest tickets. Now, look, I am a Conor McGregor fan. I do like Conor, and there is no way in hell I'm paying $1,000 to see Conor McGregor. It's just so much, and honestly, like, seeing them kind of flex, it pisses me off a little bit as a fan because I'm like, dude, you guys are ripping us off borderline, like, trying to cut a lot of these fans out. I get it. Look, UFC is popular. Either lower the tickets or go to a stadium where now, yeah, the tickets will be cheaper. Conor McGregor and the UFC is so big, you don't think they could have sold out Allegiant Stadium or at least almost do it? I mean, they need to move on. They need bigger arenas or they need to go to stadiums. That's just my opinion on it. But $20 million still is huge because, yes, it is sold out. Even though I think it's ridiculous, there is so many people. There's 20,000 people out there that said, yeah, I'll go buy it, and probably even more. This fight is going to be massive, and I'm excited, guys. I've talked about my prediction. I do think Conor is going to win. However, it is getting more 50-50 as I go on because, look, Conor McGregor, he has been out a long time, but so is Chandler, but he's been out, and I'm seeing videos of him using the boxing stance. I don't know how devoted he is to this, but if he shows up like how he showed up to fight Dustin the third time, and even how he fought Dustin the second time, I think Conor McGregor gets it done. We just don't know how the leg injuries affect him. We don't know, because for all we know, he could have re-injured himself in camp, and that could be a serious possibility. We saw Chris Weidman really hurt himself in his comeback fight. But I think Conor is a really good counter puncher, and Chandler is very reckless, and that's kind of Chandler's style. That's how he gets respect. When he's getting pushed up against the fence, he throws to try to get some respect and to try to maybe get a takedown too. And I think Conor's just going to counter him, and I think he's going to hurt Chandler, and I think it's going to end either in the first or second round. That's my prediction. However, I could also see a scenario where Chandler also catches Conor and knocks him out cold. That's possible because Conor has gotten dropped with that overhand right before. Or maybe Chandler says, you know what, fuck this, let me go wrestle him early, and then in the second to third round, maybe then take it to him. But the thing is, Chandler also doesn't have good cardio, so it's not like he could really use that as an advantage. But guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you guys missed my last video, I talked about Conor McGregor himself versus Leon Edwards, that fight. That might actually go down. It's crazy enough. It's on the screen right now. Go check it out to see everything that's going to happen with that fight, if it will happen. What's the likelihood of it actually happening? Go check it out. It's on the screen right now. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA, and I'll see you guys in the next one.